Hi, folks. It's Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley Real Estate Team, www.beardsleyteam.ca. Here today with step 9 for first time buyers when they're in that process of trying to buy a home. And I'm going to call this one Fixer Uppers and Fsbos, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So we'll start with the Fixer Uppers. I think pretty well every time I show homes to first time buyers, at one time or another, they're going to ask to see one that, a fixer-upper, handyman special, needs TLC, all this type of stuff. You see that in the description. So what I want to say to you on that one is you're probably not saving yourself the amount of money you think you are. These are priced low for a reason. And the reason is they need a lot of work. Work equals money. Either you're going to hire somebody to do the work because they know what they're doing, or you're going to try and do it on your own. And either way, these type of homes can very easily become a money pit. You buy the house, you move in, and really your house is now a construction project for who knows, maybe a few weeks. Maybe you do one project now and then, 3, 4 months later, you start another project. So you're essentially living in a construction project. But can get very, very expensive. And this is the type of thing where there's always money going out. And we all know with inflation and how the cost of everything is going up. Do you really want to have that pressure, to be facing that pressure all the time? What's it going to cost you to replace the kitchen cabinet? What's it going to cost you to rip out the flooring and maybe put in this beautiful oak hardwood floors that you want? That type of thing. Now, the exception to this is if you've been in construction, you pretty well have a good idea what you have to do. If you have friends or family who are in construction, out here in the country, that's very common. Um, you know, my neighbor across the street, as an example, is a carpenter. He's got buddies that do roofing. He has other buddies that are plumbers. So when he does this, his costs are a lot less than what it would cost you to do it yourself, even, or hire someone. And the other issue when you're doing this on your own is you can look at the flooring that you just put in and say, wow, isn't that gorgeous? And then the building inspector is going to come in when you decide to sell. And one of the first things they say is, flooring's not bad. Obviously a home job. And we see that a lot. We see that a lot even with wiring. We see it with plumbing. If someone has tried to do something on their own, you're putting up a beautiful big deck. Do you know when you need a railing around that deck or when you don't? Right? There's building codes that have to be met. So these are the things. So you get into fixer-uppers. Yes, you're going to save money on the price, but in the long run, it may cost you a lot of money anyways. The next one is what we call in the business a FSBO, or for sale by owner. Again, something to be careful of. If you're using an agent, you're probably a lot better off because the agent can negotiate on your behalf with that for sale by owner. But if you're doing that on your own, and a lot of you will try it, just be careful. An individual advertising their house for sale is not under the same obligations to disclose that they would be if they were listed with a real estate agent or a real estate company. So you have to be more careful. Are you negotiating in reality with that person, or are you negotiating with their lawyer? So that's the other issue you have to look at. Either way, you need a clause in your agreement that says subject to review by your lawyer within so many days. And, your legal costs on your end are going to be slightly higher. So yes, there are some excellent for sale by owner homes out there. Of course there are. But if you're buying and you're a first time buyer, you need to be very careful and make sure you've got a good lawyer and that lawyer is checking everything you do before any final decisions are made. So there you go, just 2 quick items. And the next one we will look at is lawyers and closing day. Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley team, wishing you a great day.